Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to everyone. My name is Ratna Osman and I'm from Sisters in Islam. Thank you so much, Datuk Sri, for a very much needed address to citizens that are very concerned about the safety and how our beloved Malaysian has gone down the drain in the sense of respect for multi-ethnic and multi-religious essence that really built the country almost 57 years ago. Datuk Sri, my question, I have two questions actually. I would love if you could clarify. First of all, of course, Sisters in Islam has always been speaking against the implementation of hudud in this country. Yeah? The hudud bill is very questionable because of the language itself, saying that is from Quran, and I mean it's divine. Either you are a good Muslim and you support our hudud bill, or you're a bad Muslim because you don't believe this is God's law. So that in itself, that language is questionable. So to have you, Datuk Sri, to say that, you know, within Pakatan groups, parties, that you agree to disagree, that is not a concrete answer that we want to hear from a leader that, you know, we respect. Secondly, on the, you know, I do agree that the way to go for Malaysia, especially Malaysian Muslims, is in the path of moderation and progressive. Yeah? I cannot see any other way how Malaysia or Malaysian citizens can exist, can coexist together in a peaceful harmony, upholding the principles of a democracy, if we are to listen to the way some of our leaders in this country are talking, especially those in authority. Unfortunately, Datuk Sri, organization like Sisters in Islam, who's you know, we've been around for 20 years, and we are very much into going in, especially reaching out to the grassroots women, talking about their rights under the Islamic family law. Yet we face challenges from, I mean, we already know we face challenges with the Islamic Authority, and yet to people like, you know, a state assemblyman from Pakatan, or from PKR actually specifically, that has cancelled our programs, you know, trying to reach out and trying to tell women about their rights under Islamic family law and also under the civil law. Yeah, we've had our programs cancelled because we are from Sisters in Islam and we are deemed as dangerous. When if you look at all the statements for the past 20 years, when you talk about Muslim women's rights, when you talk about public policy, when you talk about freedom and religion, it is all the essence of Quran, which speaks about justice and equality. So maybe, Datuk Sri, I would like you to then, you know, speak to your own party and to have that understanding that, you know, do not you know, give that public space to NGOs or civil societies that actually agree on the principles of Pakatan. Thank you so much.
For the sisters' remarks on the Sisters Islam, I think the position of Pakatan is that we have, of course, limitations. The position is the maximum we could achieve given the scenario that the legislation has been tabled in Kelantan. We did make specific reference only to that, but not overtaken by events. People then use that to apply to the new development. No, it's not so. Which means, as far and so far as the new attempt to table the motion in Parliament, that is not a considered opinion, but that is confined to the position taken, a decision in 2010, with regard to what has already been done in terms of the legislation introduced in Kelantan and afterwards in Terengganu. So, but I have attempted to articulate my own personal views on this. That's why I've taken the position that, firstly, there's no question banning or barring anyone to participate, express their views on the proposed legislation or on the law, the enactment. Secondly, I also take it as considered opinion some concerns because of the interpretation of such laws, which is not necessarily Quranic, but also through what they deem as tanzir. And that is to me acceptable. And number three, I think I take a serious note of it, because our position is to allow for healthy, reasoned discourse. And if we find, for example, any state under Pakatan that runs to the contrary, I think we need to be alerted, and this needs to be corrected. We may choose to agree or disagree in some issues, for example, we may disagree, but that should not disallow you to express your views. Because otherwise, how do we talk about the freedom of expression and freedom of conscience? A freedom of expression and conscience is not the what's being understood now by the authorities. Freedom of expression is to express freely, to express our views, not dissenting comments or views. There's freedom of expression in this country, of course. Freedom of speech, but not freedom after speech. So it's a standard joke. I use it internationally. You have freedom to speak, and nobody can stop you from saying whatever you like here. The issue is freedom after speech. Good luck. But I think no, if you have any specific references to that. But I do concede, because Pakatan is a coalition of three major parties. We have done wonderfully well in terms of getting common agenda forward, getting past, for example, to agree on the position on Allah, or even the issue of the Bible, which is not easy. I mean, look at the party that's been there for the last 5 decades. I think I would view positively the development. But that does not necessarily mean that we share most or necessarily all their views on other matters. So that is why I took the liberty to cite views including by Qardawi. And why Sheikh Ghanousi, who's supposed to be a prominent political leader in the Islamic world, representing the Islamist viewpoint, has avoided completely the notion of the Sharia or application of Islamic laws. And why in Egypt, the Brotherhood now, after the initial experience and the Morsi, have decided that their priorities must remain the issue of poverty, unemployment, corruption, and good governance, and not issues that would essentially divide the Egyptian society. So it's an issue of priorities. And I share your concern, but I think I must take note specifically of any complaints. Thank you.